Imagine spending your whole life trying to be liked. You constantly change yourself to meet the expectations of other people. This is a very common way to live. You look for approval in everything you do. The fear of being judged by others controls your actions. You believe your value is based on their opinions. But what if this way of thinking is what holds you back? What if caring too much is the real problem that prevents you from feeling truly happy? What if the secret to confidence and success is not about controlling everything? What if the real key is simply learning how to let things go? A thinker named Michel de Montaigne explored this idea centuries ago. His philosophy is a powerful guide to finding inner freedom and true self-acceptance in a busy world. He challenged the common beliefs about our identity and success. He questioned the immense pressures that society often puts on us to be a certain way. By the end, you will see why everything changes for the better. The moment you stop needing validation from others, your life starts to fall into place. Think about your own life for a moment. How much of your daily stress comes from trying to meet expectations that are not even your own? How many times do you hold yourself back from doing something? Often, it is because you are worried about what other people might think or say. Consider how much energy you spend worrying about things. In the grand scheme of your life, most of these small worries have very little real meaning. Montaigne's philosophy shows a simple but powerful truth. The more we let go of these external pressures, the more we connect with our true, authentic selves. He understood that life is very unpredictable. The idea of achieving perfection is just an illusion. True wisdom is found in accepting who you really are. However, this is where many people misunderstand the concept. Not caring does not mean that you should become indifferent, lazy, or completely unmotivated in your life. It is not about withdrawing from the world or ignoring your duties. It's not about giving up on the things that are important to your journey. It means freeing yourself from the constant need for approval. It means letting go of the deep-seated fear of rejection that can hold you back. It means you can stop overanalyzing every single action you take. You can finally live life on your own terms, guided by your own values. This mindset allows you to be present in the moment. You understand that you do not have to prove your worth to anyone else in the world. Montaigne spent a lot of his life thinking about human behavior. He noticed that people are often prisoners of their own minds, which causes them great pain. We get caught in endless cycles of worry and self-doubt. These negative thoughts and insecurities can feel like a cage that we have built for ourselves. He wondered why we let the opinions of others shape our choices. Why do we cling so tightly to control when life is so very uncertain? We often chase an idea of success that isn't our own. It is a version of success that society has defined for us, not what we want. Most importantly, he asked a very simple question. What would happen in our lives if we simply stopped caring so much about all these external things? When you stop caring about being perfect, you begin to embrace your flaws. You see them not as weaknesses, but as part of what makes you unique. When you stop looking for external validation, you start to live for yourself. Your choices become yours, and you no longer seek permission from other people. When you stop trying to control every little outcome, you make space. You allow life to unfold in a much more natural and surprising way. Here is the great paradox of this philosophy. The less you care about having to prove yourself to others, the more powerful and confident you become. Think about the most confident people you have ever met. Are they the ones who are constantly looking for approval from everyone they meet? Or are they the ones who seem completely at ease with themselves? They are unbothered by small worries and are unapologetically who they are meant to be. Montaigne understood this important secret a long time ago. People are naturally drawn to others who are authentic and comfortable in their own skin. When you finally stop seeking validation, you start to trust yourself. You become more attractive, not just socially, but in all areas of your life. The moment you detach from the fear of failure, you gain something valuable. You receive the freedom to take risks without endless overthinking and second-guessing. You also gain the freedom to express your true self without hesitation. You can simply exist without constantly measuring your worth against external standards and opinions. It gets even more interesting from here. Once you let go of all these unnecessary worries, you will find that your life actually starts to improve. Your relationships with friends and family will become more genuine. Your connections will be based on honesty and acceptance, not on meeting certain unspoken conditions. New opportunities will start to come to you naturally. This is because you are more open and less resistant to the flow of life's events. Decisions will become much easier to make. They will be based on what you truly want, not on what you think you should be wanting. This is the very essence of Montaigne's wise philosophy. He believed that most of our suffering comes from our constant resistance to the reality of life. We try to force life into a perfect mold and it doesn't fit. But when you finally release that resistance, everything in your life begins to align. Think about how many times you have hesitated to speak your mind. You were probably afraid of what other people around you were going to think. How often do you replay past conversations in your head? You worry about how you were perceived and what you could have said differently. It's exhausting. How much of your life has been shaped by expectations? Many of these expectations were never truly yours to begin with. You simply adopted them. Montaigne invites us to step away from these self-imposed limits. He challenges us to embrace the uncertainty that is a natural part of our lives. We must learn to accept our own imperfection. We need to stop allowing the fear of judgment to dictate the choices that we make every day. This is only the beginning of a journey. As we dive deeper, we will uncover practical ways to apply this freeing mindset to your own daily life. Imagine waking up one morning and feeling so much lighter. You realize that most of the pressures that were weighing you down were never real. The rules you have been following were just illusions. The expectations you tried to meet were created by your own mind and by social conditioning. Montaigne understood that humans are naturally anxious creatures. We are constantly trying to predict the future and struggling against what we do not know. But what if the key to our happiness is not in solving every problem? What if it is in surrendering to the fact that some things are outside our control? One of Montaigne's most powerful lessons is very simple. The world will never fully understand you, and that is perfectly okay. You don't need it to. Think about how much energy we all waste trying to explain ourselves. We justify our choices and try to prove our worth to other people. We often hold back our true opinions just to avoid conflict. We suppress our real desires so that we can fit in with the crowd. We look outside of ourselves for a sense of validation. But in reality, the only approval that truly matters is the approval you give yourself. Montaigne believed that our suffering comes from caring too much. We care about things that do not serve us and only add weight to our lives. He observed how people get tied up in knots over petty concerns. They hold on to old grudges, fears, and painful insecurities that add no value. But when you step back and look at the bigger picture, you realize something. Most of these daily worries are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Have you ever noticed something strange? The moment you stop obsessing over a problem, a solution will often appear to you naturally and without any effort. Or, when you stop chasing after someone's attention, they suddenly become more interested in you. This is not a coincidence. It is a deeper truth. When you finally learn how to let go, life begins to flow. The problem is that most people resist this idea of letting go completely. They believe that if they stop caring, they will lose all their motivation. They think that letting go is the same thing as giving up. But this is a deep misunderstanding of the concept. Not caring is not the same as apathy. It is not about laziness or lack of ambition. It means shifting your focus to what truly matters to you. It means freeing yourself from the heavy weight of all your unnecessary mental burdens. Montaigne encouraged us all to embrace imperfection. We should embrace it not just in ourselves, but also in the world that is around us. He knew that striving for absolute control is an exhausting battle. It is a never-ending fight that you will simply never be able to win. Life will always be unpredictable. No matter how much you try to plan or prepare, there will always be things far beyond your control. So, why not just surrender to this simple truth? Why not accept that mistakes, failures, and uncertainties are just a normal part of the human experience? Consider how much lighter you would feel right now. Imagine if you stopped trying to control every single detail of your life and just let be. Imagine if you stopped overanalyzing every decision you make. What if you stopped fearing failure and instead saw it as just another learning opportunity? Montaigne reminds us that every great person in history has faced failure. They all experienced rejection and misunderstanding, but they did not give up. They did not allow these negative things to define who they were. They kept moving forward, unbothered by the opinions of the crowd around them. They understood that true success is not found in external validation. It is found in the simple act of living your life as authentically as possible. Here is where it gets even more interesting. When you adopt this powerful mindset, other people will begin to notice a significant change in you. You become more confident in your own skin. You become more magnetic and more in control of your own life, without even trying to be. This is not because you are forcing anything to happen. It is because you are no longer wasting your precious energy on things that do not serve you. Have you ever wondered why some people seem effortlessly successful? Meanwhile, others struggle constantly, despite working tirelessly and never giving up on their goals. The difference is not always about talent or intelligence. It is not even about how hard they work. The main difference is their mindset. Those who truly thrive in life understand a key secret. Detachment from unnecessary worries allows them to focus their energy on what really matters most. Montaigne's wisdom teaches that the more we release, the more we gain. When we stop fearing failure, we are free to take more necessary risks. There is a strange paradox that exists in life. The moment you stop needing something, it often comes to you without any real effort. When you stop chasing the approval of others, people respect you more. When you stop fearing failure so much, new opportunities begin to arise for you. And when you stop trying to control everything around you, life starts to flow. It moves in ways you never could have expected or planned for. This is one of the most profound lessons in Montaigne's philosophy. He teaches us that true detachment is not a form of escape from the world. Instead, it is a clear path to a much deeper fulfillment. By letting go of the need to force outcomes, you open yourself to life's rhythm. In doing so, you begin to experience something truly remarkable. You find a deep sense of peace, personal power, and genuine connection with others. But if detachment is so powerful, why do most people struggle with it? The answer is simple. We have been conditioned to believe that control equals security. We have been taught that if we just try hard enough, we can shape the world. But Montaigne reminds us this is just an illusion. No amount of control can eliminate life's uncertainty. No amount of worrying can change the reality of what is happening in the present moment. Think about your relationships with other people. How many conflicts arise simply because of your own unmet expectations that you have placed on them? True connection with others is not about control. It is about acceptance and allowing people to be who they are without any judgment from you. The more you allow others to be themselves, the deeper your bonds become. You are not trying to change them or force them into your expectations. This is why people who practice detachment often experience more love. They do not suffocate others with constant demands or the need for reassurance. The way we relate to others is a reflection of ourselves. If you are constantly seeking validation, it means you have not yet accepted yourself. The moment you shift your focus inward, you become truly free. You stop trying to control people, and you stop fearing being by yourself. Imagine walking through the world completely unshaken by criticism. Imagine being able to love and appreciate people without needing to control them in any way. At this point, you might be wondering why more people don't embrace this. Why do so many people remain trapped in a cycle of anxiety? The answer is fear. We are afraid of the unknown. We fear what might happen if we stop micromanaging every single aspect of our lives. Society has conditioned us to believe that if we loosen our grip, everything will fall apart. But the truth is actually the complete opposite of that. When you stop caring about the things that don't truly matter, everything else in your life naturally falls into place without any extra effort from you. Think about the greatest moments of your life. Were they planned down to the last detail, or did they happen spontaneously when you least expected? Some of the most beautiful things cannot be forced. Love, inspiration, and success often come when you stop chasing them and just create the space. So as you move forward, ask yourself a simple question. What can you let go of today to make your life feel lighter and freer?